Hello everyone, welcome to this Detox Yin Yoga class. In this video, I'll guide you through a sequence that's specifically designed to cleanse and renew both the physical and energetic body. Welcome back to Devi Daily Yoga, where today's sequence will include twists to wring out fluids that are stagnant or even to wring out stagnant energy from the body. And we will also include poses for the liver meridian because the liver has such an important role in detoxifying the blood. You won't need any special props for this practice. Just go ahead and roll out a mat and we will begin our Detox Yin Yoga practice. And we'll begin seated, either cross legs or sitting on top of the heels for some breath work. This is a cleansing breath called Kapalabhati, or breath of fire. And the breath of fire is a forceful exhale through the belly that makes the air come out through the nose. And we do this several times in a row, so it's like this. We're going to do that 12 times in a row, and we're going to do 2 sets of it. And then we take an inhale right afterward to hold the breath in for a moment. This is a powerful energy stimulator for the inner body. We'll go ahead and begin now, closing the eyes. The hands can rest easily in the lap. And now just take a normal inhale, natural and easy, and a natural exhale. And one more big breath like this. Easy exhale. And now take a really big breath in, and we'll begin our 12 exhales starting now. Last one, hold the breath out. And inhale, hold the breath in at the very top. Hold it a little bit more. And exhale, let it go, release the effort. And take an easy breath in and out. And I talked you through that one. This time I'm just going to do it with you. So we'll begin again with that big inhale. Here come the exhales. And now, sitting quietly, feel the effects of Kapalabhati breathing. Feel this cleansing energy that's been stimulated inside of your body. Very good. Let's open the eyes, release the hands, and come into a child's pose, which we're going to move right into Tadpole. Opening the knees wide, so as wide as your mat, with the feet together, setting the hips back toward the heels. Now, if this is a good enough groin stretch for you, then you can stay here, or you can open the knees wider if you need more sensation. And when we stimulate the groin in this way, we are stimulating the liver meridian. And feel free to rest your chest or head on a block or bolsters. And breathe as you let your body rest here. Each breath is an opportunity to cleanse and to clear what's not needed. Slowly rise up to hands and knees. And from hands and knees, we'll begin some gentle and easy cat and cow moves. So the knees come back to hips width distance. And drop the ribs as you lift your gaze. Find a back bend into cow pose. Exhale, cat pose, arching the back. Inhale, belly down, gaze is up. Exhale and round. Feel the energy moving through your spine. And inhale one more time into the back bend. Exhale once more into the arched spine. And return to a neutral spine. We'll find thread the needle pose. I find it useful to take the knees a little wider than this, a little wider than hips, so maybe about shoulder width. You can see what width works best for you as we come into the pose by lifting the left arm up. Inhale, look up to the sky, and exhale, thread left arm under the right. Bring the outside of the left shoulder to the floor, and bring the side of the head to the floor. Walk the right hand up above the head, and press the palm into the ground, or you can press the fingertips into the ground. And this is a twist for the upper body. And breathe into the upper body. Deep breath in now. Stay in the pose, soften into the pose with your exhale. And now for the second part of our time in this pose, you have the option to take it into rolling panda pose. We take this right foot out to the side like a kickstand, straighten the leg and tuck the toes under, and roll your torso back more so that your gaze could turn up to the sky. You're rolling more toward the back of your left shoulder. Feel free to stay and thread the needle if this pose doesn't work for you. It doesn't really work for everyone. But what we're going for here is a little bit more stretch in the back body and continuing to twist as well. Option now to take this right arm, wrap it behind the back. Maybe hold on to the left hip crease or the left thigh. And breathe here. Slowly now release the pose. Return slowly to hands and knees. And take a few moments in hands and knees to explore some spinal movements. Once again, inhale into cow pose. And exhale into cat. Inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. Returning to a neutral spine, and once again we can find a good distance between the knees as we reach the right arm up and gaze upward. Inhale, And exhale, slide right arm under the left, outside of the right shoulder to the floor. Left palm on the floor above the head or left fingertips. And you can use the leverage of this arm that's over the head to open the left shoulder back. Feeling as you twist that the tissues are wringing out throughout your torso, the muscles between the ribs, the organs inside of your rib cage, your heart, your lungs. Breathing into the ribs now. Exhale from the ribs. For the second part of the pose now, the option to take the left leg out to the side, like a kickstand. And if you're wondering whether the leg is should be straight out from the hip or farther back, that is really entirely up to you. Just find the angle that feels most supportive and that helps you to get this tucking under of the right shoulder so that your gaze can turn more upward and so you can feel this stretch more in the back body. Nice deep breath into the whole upper body now. Exhale. And slowly come back around, both knees to the floor. Return to hands and knees. And make your way onto forearms and elbows. And we're going to be coming into plank pose as our transitional pose. So we'll tuck the toes under and lift the knees and see if we can hold this for 30 seconds. If you're a real warrior, you might go for 1 full minute. And in this position, we are stimulating the digestive system and everything in the core. A lot of these things that need to get wrung out in the midsection, in the belly, awakening the musculature, awakening the fire of the middle of the body. That was 45 seconds. Okay, good work. Let's let the hips come down and take it into Sphinx pose. Rest the forearms and elbows and palms on the floor. Allow your belly to settle in toward the floor. Allow the front of your pelvis to soften into the floor and the front of your thighs. And we want to relax the buttocks. And see if you can even feel your tailbone relax in toward the center of your pelvis. steady, even breath. Settling into this stillness. Nothing but the movement of the breath and the sensations that you're feeling in your body. And slowly release down now. And press your hips up and back to child's pose. Take a few easy breaths here in child's pose as the body resets, rewires itself. And now come back up and all the way forward onto the belly. And we're going to take the right knee out to the side for half frog. And in this half frog pose, we want to feel a stretch in the inner right thigh. If you don't feel that stretch, you could experiment with straightening the leg out to the side. We also have this bit of back bend, just like we did in Sphinx. We could almost think of this like a half Sphinx pose. And where we're taking it from here is a one-legged twist. So bring your right arm straight out in front of you, right palm on the ground, and slide the left arm under. And now sweep this right arm up and all the way out to the right side. And you can adjust yourself as needed so that you feel a satisfying twist in your spine. And you might like the feeling of taking this left hand to the knee and anchoring it down, or you might like to just keep your arms separated. And your knee might come to the ground easily, or like mine, it might hover, and that's not a problem, but if you want to put a prop there, like a bolster or a block, you could choose to do that. And in your twist, can you feel the spine twisting, and can you feel all of the tissues along the spine twisting? The muscles, the fascia. And as you take your next breath in, can you feel the obliques twisting, your side body, waist, side waist muscles? And every time you breathe, you can feel your transversus muscle flexing and relaxing. That's your innermost abdominal muscle. Settling into this stillness. And slowly now release. Roll back over onto your left side and slowly make your way back to your belly, resting on the forearms and elbows, and take your left knee out to the left side for frog on the second side. Finding that inner thigh stretch now on the left leg. And this is once again the region of our liver meridian, the inner leg. Breathe into the stretch. And now extend the left arm out in front of you as you thread the right arm under. Left arm opens out to the side till you settle into a comfortable place where it feels like a satisfying twist of your spine. Begin to allow yourself to soften now. Each breath is caused by a movement of the diaphragm, this muscle inside that travels up and down through the ribs, navigates our internal organs, pumps the lungs. We can slowly now release this twist and straighten your body out on your mat. Extend your legs long and interlace your fingers and press your palms up over your head as you stretch down long through your legs and feet. Inhale and exhale. Bend your knees and hug them both in toward your chest and gently rock side to side. And now we'll take the hands underneath the buttocks, palms facing down. And come into some leg hinges to stimulate the core a bit more. We'll extend the legs straight up into the air and now lift the head up and slowly begin to lower the legs down toward the ground. Engage the belly. Find this kind of most difficult angle of the legs to hold them. And then bend the knees in. We're going to do that again. If it was super easy for you, you could take your hands out from under your pelvis. And now we'll take the legs down one more time. Slowly, slowly, till you find that place where it's a little bit difficult to hold, and hold it there. And now let's just hinge all the way up and find our seated position for Dragonfly pose. Open the legs into as wide a position as is comfortable for you. And we're once again focusing on the inner thighs, the liver meridian, as we come forward. Palms on the floor, or elbows on the floor, or elbows on blocks, or a bolster. Notice your energy at this point in the practice. Maybe a deeper sense of calm, a deeper sense of space inside. Continue to breathe your deep cleansing breaths. Notice the body falling through its layers of tension, slowly, gradually, and giving yourself permission to take this time. Taking time is necessary for this kind of deep unfolding. Slowly rise up now and come into a cross-legged seated position for the close of this practice, which will be seated meditation. Lift your spine up nice and tall. Rise up through the crown of your head and notice what is here inside the landscape of this body, of this mind. The flow and rhythm of your breath, the pulse of your blood, the space that's been created inside from this practice. Dwelling in this place of calm and stillness as a way of cleansing and clearing and resetting the brain, rewiring the nervous system. Take a full breath in now. Big exhale. And allowing the eyes to open. That is the close of this session. I hope that you feel amazing after this practice. I hope you feel well cleansed and cleared. And if you like this, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And thank you for practicing with Devi Daily Yoga. If you want to learn more about Yin Yoga, you can check out my Yin Yoga guidebook, which is a free download, a free PDF. And you can also check out my Yin Yoga teacher training. There are links to those in the description box below. Thanks again for joining me. I'll see you in the next practice.